Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, Shane Dawson. His name has been coming up a lot lately because people are starting to link him to Dramageddon 2 that happened last year, and there is a lot of speculation around that. In fact, he did come up several times in my own videos a couple of videos back. So people have been wondering, did he have any involvement in Dramageddon? What involvement did he have, if there was any? What's going to happen with him now moving forward as a result of some of these things coming out? Just what's going on, because a lot of people are saying things like, oh, I thought Shane was one of the good ones. What if he's not what he seems online? What if his personality is different than what he shows people? What if it's fake? A lot of people are just wondering a lot of things now, reconsidering. So I figured we would go ahead and take a look at that today, find out all the answers for y'all that have been wondering. I am both a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we do discuss the tea with the tarot. And the videos are always meant to be hopeful and not hateful. So if you're down with that, join the family, pull up a chair. I'm going to get all comfortable over here. Well, no, because if I sit like that, I drop cards. And when I drop cards, people get crazy angry about it. So, let's go ahead and get on into this. See if we can answer some people's questions as it relates to Shane Dawson, his online persona versus his real persona, whether or not he had any involvement in Dramageddon 2, and maybe even get some information on what's going to happen now with him. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, first things first. Let me move this over. What involvement, if any, did Shane Dawson have in Dramageddon 2? What involvement, if any? These are some slipper cards. Let's see what we can get here. Well, that's an interesting card to start out with. And there he is. Wow, we're just getting right into it today, aren't we, cards? Okay, then. Alrighty, then. Let's see. We're going to have to pull some clarifiers on some of this stuff, because some of this stuff is begging to figure out some more context. So, this is Shane Dawson. Whenever I did a reading 2 videos ago, I believe, on was Dramageddon planned, Shane came up as the Chariot a couple times in that reading because it's a Cancer card. He's a Cancer in terms of his zodiac sign. So there he is. Right here, though, the very first card we get is about secrets being exposed. And this card over here is kind of talking about, like, how do you say it? Like, I didn't want to have to make a decision, but I felt like I was forced to make a decision, and I ultimately had to do something, ultimately had to say something, ultimately had to intervene. So what I'm seeing here is there were things going on behind the scenes that we didn't know about, hence behind the scenes, right? Things that we didn't know about. Those things that were going on did come to light. So there were things that were discoverable about this, things that people talked about around this. Some hidden secrets came up, hidden agendas even came up, and he is a part of that in some way. before I even read this row, because I already have some ideas about this, I want to get some clarifiers on this to kind of pull out some additional information. So, okay. Well. Okay, so, in that video, a couple videos ago when I was asking to see if Dramageddon was planned, we saw that up in this stack, we saw Jeffree and Shane, and a lot of their cards were in a downturned position, a reversed position, meaning that their intentions were not the best. And then we saw Tati's pile down here, and her pile did say she wasn't the most pure in this either, but that she was perhaps a little more innocent or pure or well-intentioned or you know, not meaning to be sinister or whatever as these. So it was kind of saying there's, you know, there were problems on both ends, but there's the Jeffree and Shane one was worse than Tati's in that other reading. This is starting to kind of bring up some of those from that other reading. Because what we're seeing here is the secrets that were hidden that got exposed were about something about career, something about work, people that they worked with. So that makes sense because, you know, all these YouTubers are like collabing together. They, you know, are on the same platform. They're co-workers per se. And it caused a tower moment. So it caused someone's entire world to crumble down. We know that that was what happened with James. On top of Shane's card, I get the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which she has come up because she's a kind of motherly, nurturing energy from an older female, and by older I don't mean old. Tati and I are probably close in age, and I'm not old. But you know what I mean, not a kid. And so this card has come up for Tati in some readings previously. So it's saying that she felt like she was in a situation where she kind of needed some help, and this card here is kind of imposter syndrome, saying like she felt like, you know, what do I do? What can I do about this? What can I even say about this? Like I feel hurt. I feel like I'm in a disadvantaged place. I feel like the underdog in what's going on right now. I'm guessing referring to her feeling upset about losing business over James promoting the other vitamins that weren't hers, kind of thing. And so she was feeling like disempowered from that, it looks like. So then here we go again. Let me just hold off on that because no, let me go ahead and say that now. Pull one more on it and then I'll talk about it. Yeah, so basically it's kind of like she needed some sort of help with that, and there was some kind of how do I put this, like a family meeting about it, if that makes sense. Like as if Tati, Shane, and some people, it probably roughly 4 people, because this is the 4 of Wands. So Tati, Shane, Jeffree obviously seem to be involved, and even somebody else possibly, maybe Tati's husband, I don't know, kind of were talking together back and forth about, like, you know, what to do. I feel hurt from this. I'm, you know, getting fed up with some of these things and I don't know how to handle it, kind of thing. So that is interesting. I'm going to put these two here and come back to these two because these are going to be important in a second. What I got on the whole, like, with Shane feeling like I didn't want to make a decision, I didn't really want to have to do anything, but I felt like it got to a point where I had to say something, had to do something, because I was disappointed. So he was disappointed, Shane was disappointed in James, I was disappointed, and this is the conflict card. Things started getting, there was trouble in paradise, per se. Like, maybe the relationship between Shane and them, and this is, again, specifically we're talking about Shane, maybe the relationship with James Charles started getting strained. Maybe he started feeling some kind of conflicting feelings about James, and so I think in the previous reading it said that James kind of knew that there was trouble in paradise before Tati even made the Bye Sister video, that he on some level knew something was up, or knew that the friendships weren't as strong as they used to be. Yeah, so this is kind of yep. So this is kind of your own inner alignment, what you're thinking about and feeling at the time. This was the James Charles card from the previous reading. So yeah, Shane just had those kinds of feelings where, looking at this card, where he was kind of thinking, you know, James needs to be like put in his place, kind of a thing. Like, you know, he's getting out of control, or he's doing things that I don't like or I don't approve of, and he needs to kind of get leveled out and put in his place. That's what I keep like feeling like I'm getting. That's what this card is, the putting distance between. So Shane started, and I keep saying they because I know Shane was not the only one in this Dramageddon thing. It's just that this reading is about Shane, so I'm going to keep trying to say just Shane. But if I say they, you know who we're talking about, because he didn't act alone. He wasn't alone in this. But he started making a little bit of distance between himself and James, and it seems that James felt or knew that something felt off, or that there was distance, or you know, I don't know, there was something known about that. So then what we have down here, let me get some extras. Okay, so what we have down here, let me get another one on this. Okay. Let me get another one. Yeah, okay. So, there was someone that in the group with Shane that had a lot of thoughts about this. Lots of thoughts, racing thoughts about what was going on. And they're like, you know, what do we do? We've got so many ideas, so overwhelmed, don't even know what to do. Screw it, let's just go ahead, jump off a ledge, take off, and do something. Boom, the devil card, upright. That's taking something too far, going to the extreme. So it doesn't, to me, look like it was Shane's idea to jump off a ledge and take it too far. It doesn't look like he's the one that came up with this, but it's as if he got swept up in the energy of what was going on, and he kind of found himself along for the ride, kind of thing. And it, before I speculate on that, I got some questions. I have some feelings. Yep. Dropped one, but it's okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yep. Okay. So, yep. Alright. This is what I thought, but sometimes when I think something, I'm like, oh, well, don't just say it. Wait till you pull a card until you see it, and then you say it. But it's like, none of this is fact. It's tarot because it goes off of what I feel. So, I don't really need the cards for that. The cards are just kind of, you know, there for extra. But, so it looks like when all this extremity started playing out, Shane got kind of hit with it, like, whoa, hold on. Like, he kind of was like, whoa, I gotta pull back. I need to lay low. I need to reflect. I need to separate myself from this. I don't even really want to watch what's going on. I don't even like how all of this is playing out. I want to separate myself from this. I want to walk away from all the conflict. So it seems like Shane wanted James to, you know, kind of get leveled out. He wanted him to be put in his place. It looks like Shane, and all of this is alleged. Let me just, it's right there on the screen, but it's all alleged. So it's like Shane was like, all I wanted was for him to realize he's getting too big for his britches. He's doing some crazy stuff because he thinks he's so big and bad and important and cool and famous and whatever. And I just want him to get humbled and be put back in line. I didn't know it was going to go this far, and there's a big part of me that's not cool with that. And it's kind of like Shane got swept up in it, and part of him liked knowing, you know, yeah, James is going to get humbled and put in his place, but the other part of him was freaking out, like, whoa, this was more than I had anticipated and more than I wanted, and I didn't want it to go that far. Crap. Can't unring that bell, kind of thing. So it looks like his intentions weren't as malicious as maybe some other people that could have been involved. However, it's one of those situations, I'm sure that you all have kind of talked about stuff like this, where you're like, you know, but why didn't you say something, or why didn't you stand up, or why didn't you stop it, though? If it was something that started making you feel uncomfortable, or you felt like it was a little too far, or you didn't really want to be a part of that extremity and you kind of wanted to separate yourself from it, that's not enough. You should have said something, you know. And so does it make him better that he wasn't the mastermind behind it per se, like the worst one involved? Does it make it better, or is he still just as bad by association? You know, I think a lot of people are going to have their own opinions on that. What's your opinion? I'm curious. So this with the Eight of Wands is talking about some kind of written communications, and boom, we have an attorney card right here. So it's like, and I do believe there were things that Jeffrey wanted to expose that would have been damning to James Charles. I have air quoted the hell out of this whole thing. Lord, hello? Okay. But, well, that was something. Here we go. But, yep. But he, we know he didn't spill any receipts in his video. Jeffrey didn't, because Jeffrey said, you know, it's because we're all over it. I want to be positive. I don't want to be in the drama. You know, I may have gone too far. I want to end this now. But what really happened is lawyer card. So it wasn't necessarily that Jeffrey stopped because he was so noble and on a moral high ground. It was legal intervention. This Hermit card in reverse is like a cease and desist type of energy. It's kind of like, all right, stop, isolate, withdraw, reverse, back up kind of thing. And this is 3 people in collaboration. So I want to say whatever the attorney did, it covered at least 3 people, which could be, you know, Jeffrey, Tati, could be Shane involved in that. I don't know, but it covered at least 3 people to kind of be like, you know, y'all don't need to be speaking out on this and saying this crap anymore. There was a collaboration. It wasn't just a cease and desist or kind of, and I mean, it might not have been a C&D. It might have been something different, but either way, it was like a legal stop sign, whatever it was. And it looks like it was, you know, aimed at more than one person here. So here we go. It looks like Jeffrey, here we slipping into Jeffrey. Shane felt like this isn't where he wanted to go with things, and it was causing problems in a tangible way that he didn't mean for it to cause. Yep, we have that 2 times here with 2 reversed pentacles. Yeah, and so it looks like Shane, in some kind of personal way, took a big hit from this. Like, in some kind of way, it has bothered him or interrupted him in some kind of way. So I am seeing that. So what's going to happen now as a result of all this? Let's pull all these cards up and shuffle them back in and look at that, because that'll be interesting too. So, well, that was a shit shuffle. Much better. But yeah, so we're wanting to look into, now that this stuff is kind of coming out in the open, what can we expect from Shane or about Shane or surrounding Shane, allegedly, now about all this. So let's see. Okay, I just like to shuffle here because I've been accused in one video of, we never see the cards. What if she's just pulling out whatever and she has a premeditated storyline? Y'all, that's too much work. That's too much effort. Who the hell has time for that? Anywho. Y'all saw me shuffle the hell out of this deck, and here we have Shane in the reverse position as card number 1. I can't make this up. I cannot plan this in advance. And this is why, if the camera ever screws up and doesn't record, I'm SOL. It's not like a beauty channel that can just wipe the makeup off and then put the makeup back on again for the camera. I'll never be able to draw these cards in these exact ways and read them that exact way a second time. It's like a snowflake. It only happens once, man. This is crazy. Woo, we got 2 pages. Y'all dogs better not start barking during this. It's not like I got some Amazon or UPS pulling up. Who's got money for packages? Devil card come up again. The devil card has come up again. Here they go. Y'all better shut up. Ooh. I want 2 cards. Every time I get this card, I have to pull a card for this side and a card for this side. I'm sure y'all have noticed that if y'all been watching my videos for a minute. Some of these same cards are coming up, are they not? Okay. So, Shane was the very first card that came up. We already saw that. And this is in terms of, okay, what now? What's going to happen to him now? Or what's going to happen about him now? Or surrounding him now? You know, anything now and moving into the future as it relates to Shane. And so what I'm seeing here is he's in somewhat of a disadvantaged position. And what this means is that there's enough people, because here we have these things, okay? There are enough people here that feel like he did have some sort of involvement to the point that they feel let down from him. Like, it's one thing when Jeffrey, who is very controversial and most people think he's bad anyway, when he does something bad, everybody's like, yeah, so what? That's not newsworthy, it's Jeffrey. You know, like, what did you expect? That's what a lot of people would say. Whether or not you agree with that, that's what a lot of people would say. With Shane, however, he built himself up to be like, you know, I'm the humble, nice guy who's been trying to do YouTube for forever, and I finally made my big break and earned it. And he was like that underdog that finally got to win, and everybody was cheering him on. And so for him to have a bit of a fall from grace, it's a harder hit because more people are blindsided by it and like, you know, whoa, this isn't who I thought it was, this isn't what I thought, and that's disappointing to me, and now I don't really feel like supporting Shane anymore. So he's a bit disadvantaged in some way because he's going to, you know, lose some of that support. He's not going to have as much support as he did before. Let me get some. Ooh, that's something. Yeah. Wow. Wow, let me get one of each on these again. Seriously? I want another one on this. Because what? Oh crap, here we go. Okay. Alright, bear with me, y'all. So yeah, he's feeling disadvantaged in some way, and the good news, if we're gonna do good news first before we run into not so good news, the good news is that even if he feels kind of disadvantaged now and he feels like he doesn't really know what to do right now, and he doesn't know how to make it better, how to save face, and part of him wants to just ignore it and hope it'll go away. He's still trying to find, you know, some silver linings, and I think that in some ways he will find some silver linings. I think he wants to, and in some ways he will. What's worrisome about here is we have someone that's wanting to bring a message forward. So there's somebody out there wanting to bring a message forward. It hasn't been brought forward yet. Don't know if it will. They just want to. And because it's someone that feels like I have to stand up for myself and kind of protect my own ground here. And I have to, you know, protect what's mine and what's right. Fight for myself kind of a thing. And whoever that person is, they are a shady person, someone who is not very honest, not a lot of integrity, lies, just a shifty human being in general. And this is who it is. Same person that has come up in several of these readings. It's a male who is controlling and dominating. So that's come up several times in these readings. There is a controlling and dominating man who would be okay with throwing Shane under the bus. They haven't made the decision yet on whether or not they will, but they are capable of it. And even more so, they are considering it. They're actually considering it, throwing him under the bus, to save their own skin. So, that ain't fun. What we've got over here is in terms of bringing a message forward as it relates to Shane's emotional state in the future. He's going to feel kind of victimized, like kind of feel like he's on the shit end of the stick, and he's gonna feel like he's been beaten down in a way that he's not sure he can get back up from, and he's going to feel like, you know what, this wasn't actually worth it all along, and I need to separate myself from this devil energy. Like, once again, remember when we just saw the devil energy in that meant this went too far, this was too extreme, and he feels like, I've got to separate myself from that. I've got to let that go. I don't want to be too extreme. I don't want to be you know, in something that goes too far. Like, I need to let that go. And let me get a clarifier on that. That's our James card again. I don't know if he's going to maybe try to make amends with James some kind of way. Yeah, because this is our walking away from it card. Like, again, how I said he's wanting to separate himself from that bad energy, that extremity, that it's gone too far. It's like he wants to separate himself from that, and it looks like he wants to walk away from that whole position, and that he might be apologizing to James. And again, I don't know how much of this is actually going to be public, because certainly right now people are wanting to hide and do things behind the scenes. So maybe it's behind the scenes, but that's what I'm seeing with this. It's like he's got a choice to make, and he's already made the choice. So whenever it's upright, it's saying you have a choice to make between two things. What's it going to be? But we have it here in reverse, saying he had a choice to make between two things, and Shane has already made up his mind. So he had a choice to make between either laying low and not saying anything, not doing anything, just hoping and wishing all of this would pass, and, you know, like, okay, just float over, and maybe one day people will forget about this, and, you know, it'll be old news and it won't come up again. Or like biting the bullet and being like, all right, let me end this, let me just stop this, end this, tie a bow around it, done, kind of thing. And he's already chosen between these two things. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Come on now. Here we go again. Okay. He's already chosen between these two things because he feels like things are never going to get better if I hold on control about this, and I, you know, hold on to my pride. Things are never going to get better, but I'm still at a place that I don't necessarily feel ready or empowered to let go in a way that'll make me look bad. So he's made up his mind, but how he goes about this will have a lot to do with him trying to figure out a way to do it and save face. Again, whether that's publicly or privately, saving face, and so that he can still feel like, but I'm a good person and I want people to know I'm a good person, kind of thing. That's going to be a big part of what comes up for him and how he solves this and what he chooses to do with this. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of his involvement and where this is going to go now and into the future. I've just got a little bit of curiosity. Ooh. Really? Hold on. Okay. Remember on this where I said it looks like it's possible that somebody feels like to save their own skin, they were going to have to throw Shane under the bus, and it looks like it would be, you know, some kind of shitty man that does that throws Shane under the bus. And again, don't know how much is public or private that's going to happen with this. The two others I pulled, it said somebody is going to come in and restore balance. They're going to come in with just the right time and restore some balance. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. I have a feeling, but hold on. Yeah. Yeah. It might be Tati. It might be Tati that comes in and fixes it some kind of way. And by fixes it, I mean like vouch for Shane some kind of way. It could be that Tati in some way vouches for Shane or helps out with that. It's possible, I will say this, it is possible that if it's not Tati, the Queen of Swords sometimes represents an attorney as well. So once again, it is also possible that attorneys have to get involved. I swear, we've got a lot of things going on in all these readings where behind the scenes, attorneys are pulling up left, right, and sideways. I mean, good Lord. Good Lord with the attorneys. But yeah, saying that, you know, there's trouble in paradise. I gotta kind of fight for what's right. And I am ready to let go and surrender this to what's going on. I want to let go of that and separate myself from that. The moon upright, because there are hidden secrets people don't know yet. There are still things about what happened behind the scenes that we don't know. And when this is like this, it means it's possible we may never know. Because this position is when things get exposed. This position means we may never know what those secrets were, what those things were that happened behind closed doors. Both of these cards are looking out, trying to make a plan to figure out what to do. And then here you go again with that kind of female boss energy coming in. Yep. Female boss energy coming in. Possibly young emotional male energy coming in. Knight in shining armor. Interesting. Well, Shane. This is a lot. This is a lot for someone to go through. Okay. So, what do you think? What are your ideas? What do you think this is pertaining to? This is about? Give me all the details. What do you got? What do you know? Let me know. And if you would like a private reading from me, then go ahead and send me an email here, beasttalksandtarot@gmail.com. I do private readings for people. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, you know, all those things that we're supposed to say. Insert all of those now. So, anywho, y'all don't be a stranger. Please do come back and see me. And I reckon I will talk at you later. All of this was alleged. All of this was alleged. I'll talk at you later. Bye. Allegedly. Bye.